Having a lot of gifts can be a curse rather than a blessing if you don't know how to utilize it. Okay, let's go back to how it all started. I started my entrepreneurship journey since when I was very, very little because I had this kind of creative mind, always inquisitive. I want to know how to do this. I remember then I knew how to crochet, I can bake, I know how to do chin chin, bake cake. That's as early as 7 years. When I was 7, 8 years old, I could do all those things. How did I start utilizing my creative mind? I started using my creative mind, or I started selling products when I was in secondary school. I remember then I went to the market, I bought some pants and bra because I actually attended a boarding school. And so I brought it in. I was able to like sell. I bought some pants like very cheap. And that should be around 250, 300 naira. And I got to sell it for the price of like 700, 500, 700. So I made some cool cash, bras, different fancy bras and all that. I took it to boarding school then, and then I sold. So after secondary school, how was it like? After I got admission, and I didn't even know that all these gifts I had was like a bonus. It was just like a normal thing, like something I could always do. But I think growing up, I started realizing like it's not everybody that has that gift of business. It's not everybody that has that creative mind or that wants to make their own money by themselves. So I got to the university here in the East after I left my parents, and I realized that my monthly stipend like could not fend for me. Then I started collecting 10,000 naira. Thank you to my dad for my monthly allowance. But then the 10,000 naira, it's not like it couldn't go a long way, but then I just knew that I needed more than this. This is not what I wanted. This is not really what I also, what can I use the 10,000 naira to like get? So that was how I started the journey of my entrepreneur. I went to a bar. I started buying Ankara. I realized that was a very grave mistake, selling Ankara to students, because how many students would actually want to buy Ankara? Most students buy ready-made stuff or okay. So it was really a bad business. So I remember December that year, I took all the remaining Ankara, took it back home, gave people, gave my mom, gave my sister, gave everybody, and that was the end of the Ankara business. So later I went to a bar, so started buying female wears, and that was like a bad business. Because within 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, my customer started complaining to me, okay, this clothes you sold to me, the color started fading, the seams are not really good and all that. So it was really a bad business to me like that. So then fast tracked to 2020, the lockdown. When I got back home, I realized I could not just sit down. Though I had already learned how to sew my GS3. That was when I was my GS3 year. So, but then it was not like I didn't really learn very well, but I can sew pretty fine. So 2023, I started going to learn tailoring, and when I got there, I realized that there was a man there that was selling okay jeans for like 1,000 naira. So I got this man contact and started buying okay jeans from him. I sold to my dad. I sold for him 2.5. I bought KG in 1K. I was selling for like 2.5 because they were like really, really good stuffs. And it's directly from bill. Like he opens the bill, so I get it cheaper before it goes to the market. So I started selling to guys around okay jeans. That was 2023. That same 2023, I started selling footwears. Like that was a bad business for me when I started selling footwear, because I actually got orders. I even ran ads. I paid money and ran Facebook ads, because that was the first time I was learning about Facebook ads. So I ran Facebook ads for the footwears. I got orders. Then boom, I went to Lagos. I can't remember the market I went to then, but I know I went to Lagos Island to go and get the footwears, and I realized that I was not getting exact type of design I advertised. So that was like a bad business for me. I had to like refund people's money, and most of them were actually like on pay on delivery. So I just had to cancel all the orders, and the old money for her, everything was just bad business for me. So another thing that I did was I bought electric lunch boxes and I sold. That was actually a pretty good business. Then during lockdown too, I learned importing and exporting business. The exporting business, the reason why I was really, really interested, and I would definitely go back into it. But the problem was that there are a lot of certificates I had to get. So, and I was not really boxed up for that. But the importing business, I was able to import some stuff. So some of my stuffs are still there that I can't take by now because I don't have the money to clear them. They were electrical appliances that came in later than the normal goods I bought, and I was not having money to clear them. So by the time I would have money and I asked the customer service about my goods, they told me I have to pay like double for the product. So I just kind of left it there. So I didn't get the product, and I left it. But the products, other products I got, which I did pre-order for, bags, slippers, and all that. I remember that I ordered for pink slippers and pink bag, but what I got was orange slippers, orange bag, pink slippers, and this is a match stuff that someone pre-ordered for, so I could not sell. That was a bad business for me too. Other people got their products and their size and everything. So yeah, I didn't really make much cash because I was not that paid for the shipping fee and everything, so I didn't know the shipping fee was going to go extreme like that. So yeah, that was actually a poor business for me too, and it went down the drain like that. So then I started my vintage wear, and well, there are like been some roller coasters, you learn from the beginning and all that. I learned from people. I had people I met, they were interested in me, because it's really hard for you to see female designers in the in that sense. You can't really see female designers. So I had male designers helping me out. Okay, this is how the business is. They took me to tailors. Okay, this person is very good in whatever they are sewing. So I started my vintage wear business. And to date, that is what I do. I sell vintage wears, and I make senator wears too for male. So that is it. And okay, the next question should be, in the future, will there be changes? Yes, there will definitely be changes, because right now, things change, people change, and not like then that the vintage business was like top notch. Now the gain is not really gaining again. Like the gain is not there again. And a lot of people coming into the business and all that. So yeah, I still sell vintage, but I'm thinking of actually changing it very soon. And don't worry, you're gonna know the business I'm going to get into. But with all the experience I've gathered so far, I know the next business I am getting into, I'm definitely going to do it very, very well. So most of the time, a lot of people have gifts like me. We are very, very creative. We can do a lot of things. Right now, I don't only sell vintage. Right now, I create content. As you can see, I'm creating content right now. I do videography. I cover events with my phone videography. I cover events. I can edit videos and all that. I do normal small business graphics design. So yeah, I can do graphics design. I can design logo. I can design flyers. Yeah, so I do that too. I also do, right now I'm also learning data science, as everything is going the tech way. I know I'm doing a lot of things at the same time. I sew, though right now I sew for myself alone. That's for female wear. I sew for myself alone, and for some other people like my roommates and some other people, that's for female wears. But other stuff I source it out, like the sewing of the female vintage wear and the male senator wear. I have tailors that sew it for me, so it's not like me that. It's not like I'm the one that actually sew it. So I source out some things, but other stuff that needs me, I do them. So yeah, it's good to be skilled. It's good to have a lot of gifts, right? But then it can be a cause sometimes, because really sometimes you don't even know which of them you need to focus on. You don't really know. But what all I get to understand is that every one of them, you can always bring them together to achieve a particular goal. Because first and foremost, for my clothing line, I've been able to bring into the videography into my clothing line. I can video my products, do small videos for my own products. For graphics designing, for my social media presence, I can use my knowledge of graphics design. I can incorporate it into my business. I don't need to source it out for someone else to do it for me. Then every other thing around me, I can practically do it. Most of the time, if I'm maybe rushing out for an occasion or anything, my makeup, I do it myself. Yeah, I can manage it and do it myself. My hair, even if it is gel up, I can do gel up myself, and I'm ready to go. My nails, I do it myself. If I don't have money for the expensive one, I do my normal polish nails myself. Like I practically do everything myself, and it's kind of saves me a lot of cost. Like I don't really spend much on all those things because I can do it myself. So yeah, it can be a blessing if you know how to maximize it, and it can also be a cost if you don't know which one to focus on, and if you don't know which one people will attach to you.